Today, let's go over what a pro wrestling ring is made of, piece by piece. It's next on Till We Make It. I'm Mike Quackenbush, and this is Till We Make It. If you are passionate about the craft of professional wrestling and you're never done learning all about it, then you've landed in the exact right place. What are you waiting for? Go ahead and join the Till We Make It tribe. Subscribe right now. If you couldn't tell, we've taken a little bit of a field trip up to the Wrestle Factory, and I got in here extra early before the first class of the day has arrived so I could show you exactly what a pro wrestling ring is made of. And this one is going out to my friends in Trinidad. I think we're going to start at the very top here. We'll start on top of the ring post, and we're going to work our way down through each piece of the ring. So let's talk about what caps the ring posts.
All right, so come with me here. We're going to look at this cap that goes on top of the ring post. It's just made of plastic, and it is just a fence cap. I buy them white. I spray paint them black so that they match the ring posts. You can get these anywhere that's got like a home and garden center, Home Depot, Lowe's, a Walmart, and they're fairly inexpensive. They also break very easily. The last time I bought one of these, I think it was about $5 US. Up next are these turnbuckle covers. Every ring needs a total of 12 of them. The ones I've got here, you can see they're royal blue, and they've got like a shiny vinyl finish to them. You can also get these in matte colors if you don't like the shine. I've also seen them made in canvas, so for some reason you don't like the vinyl, which is very easy to clean, you could go canvas. It does read a little more old school in its presentation. And in the back of these, you just want openings, right? They just need some grommets so that you can quick zip tie or otherwise just tie them shut around the whole turnbuckle itself, which is this mechanism here. And these turnbuckles on my ring, they have a hook on one side and then inside there is an eye. So if you're buying these through a company like Fastenal, for example, which has all kinds of heavy-duty industrial materials of this same type, you're going to be looking for the hook and the eye. And you know what? I think I've got one laying around. So let me dig it out quick and I'll show you what I mean.
Admittedly, finding this was way harder than I thought it would be, but through the magic of editing, it will seem as if I found it in a matter of seconds. Here is a turnbuckle that's got the hook on one end, and on the other end, it's got the eyelet. That's what I use on my ring. And that's so I can feed the rope right through here, and then I cover the whole thing with the turnbuckle pad to keep people safe. You don't necessarily have to have this hook end on your turnbuckle if you're thinking of ordering a set for your ring. I've seen some that have the jaw on the end of this, but you're going to want to need to look very carefully at how your ring is constructed because you might be able to use one, but not the other.
Before we head under the ring, I just want to show you these two different kinds of skirting. This one is made out of a really lightweight nylon. It was great for printing on, and it's also easy to transport because it doesn't weigh much. But over here on this side, I've got more of like a heavy-duty canvas material ring skirt. These are really quick to get the sag in the middle, which you can kind of even see going on here. It's kind of down to you and your preference. You're just going to run a rope right through them and tie it tight and then pull it taut as best that you can. But I find that the heavy-duty canvas ones are a lot harder to make look straight than this lightweight nylon is. The last 2 or 3 wrestling rings that I owned were all made by the High Spots Corporation out of North Carolina. So these ring posts come standard with them. And then let's see if I can do this without the camera shaking all crazy and this looking super awkward. Let's look underneath the ring as well so that you can get a sense of the frame. Underneath the ring, no huge surprise. It's storage, but this framework, very common these days. It's what's called a drop and lock system. So you're literally just dropping the frame into these pieces and it locks automatically into place. You don't need bolts for it. You don't need screws for it. The frame and the ring posts work together. You literally just drop them in. And the same is true of the cross beams that run across the floor of the ring. They're the exact same metal. You just drop them in and they lock into place. And that's most of what makes up the floor of the ring. But you know what? Let's pull up the canvas. I want to show you something else too.
I'm working a real deep squat to get this shot for you, so I hope you appreciate it. Yeah, please leave a like-a-palooza on today's video. So I like fastening our canvas with bungee cords. You don't have to use bungee cords. You could use rope or some other thing if you wanted to tie it down really tight. That's fine. It's just my preference to use bungee cords, and they're easy to find. They're cheap to replace. if you ever saw the video where we moved into this space, there's a bit of a time lapse, and you'll remember we run several canvases deep on my ring to minimize tears. And there's some other thing that you can do to minimize tears on your ring canvas, and that is to go with heavy-duty canvas, never lightweight canvas. Yeah, you will find places online that are going to sell you lightweight canvases, and it might save you $100, $150. But you're going to rip that canvas and then patch it, and then a rip's going to form next to it, and you're going to have to patch that. And then before you know it, you've got, chunks of a ring canvas really held together by tape or by stitching, holding it all in place. I think it's so worthwhile to just pay the extra money and get heavy-duty canvas. But I want to undo this canvas quick to show you what's underneath this. So I'm just going to pop the bungees off real quick. I say real quick. So right here we go. 2, 3, 4. And then finally my royal blue is my base level. That's how many we've got on here right now. We're rolling 5 canvases deep. But underneath the canvas, you can see, one, there's a bed of boards. And the clattering of this boards is what you hear when wrestlers take back bumps. So these are 2 by 12 in dimension, and then they are 18 foot long. So they run the entire length of my 18 square foot ring. And then you can see on top of these boards here, there is a little bit of foam padding. So this foam padding, it's just like a standard wrestling mat. You don't need anything really fancy for this. It's going to get beat up. You just need enough to cover the floor of your ring. And of course, you'll cut out little notches where the ring posts are so everything fits really snug. You want no gaps in that. You don't want anyone's foot going down in between the pads. It's easy to trip or to sprain an ankle if your foot gets trapped like that. So you got to make sure all of this is flush so your ring is as safe as possible.
And we got to talk about the ropes as well. And this is a perfect turnbuckle for you to actually see what's inside of this rope. So this rope, which is blue in color, is only blue because we covered the garden hose with blue electrical tape. But if you look inside here, let me see if I can pull it out a little bit. You can see it's just 3/4 inch airline cable. It's steel cable inside a garden hose that's been wrapped in electrical tape to color it. That's what these ropes are. Most modern rings, the ropes aren't really rope anymore, and they haven't been for some time. This is far more common than rope rings.
And there you have it. We've covered all the parts that make up a pro wrestling ring. At least I'm pretty sure that we did. Did I miss anything? Tell me below down in the comments. I better start bungeeing everything back down because trainees are going to start arriving for practice any minute now. On my way out the door, appearing on screen right now is that video I alluded to that's got a time lapse in it. You might want to check that out, and I could use your help. My goal this year is to reach 100 patrons over on my Patreon page. So if this kind of content is valuable to you and you want to help Till We Make It remain a weekly YouTube channel, then I need your support. Follow the link appearing on screen. There's another one down below in the descriptus. It will lead you right to my Patreon page. We'd love to have you as part of the community.